I'm Linda Gale from BNI Berkshire, Gloucestershire and Wiltshire. I'd like to welcome you to my BNI Meets regional spotlight series, where I sit down with some of our incredible members to share their stories, their successes, and the real benefits they've experienced through BNI. Each episode will dive into the business journeys of our members, learning about what they do, how they help others, and how the power of BNI connections have helped them to grow both personally and professionally. Whether you're already part of BNI or just curious about what makes this global business network so powerful, these conversations will give you an inside look at the relationships, referrals, and results that make BNI truly unique. So let's get started and meet today's featured member. Right now, I'm sat here with Caroline Romero from Grey Matters Consulting, and I've got some questions for you.
Excellent.
So let's start with, how did you hear about BNI and what made you join?
I heard about BNI in 2005. I was an estate agent, and the owner boss of the company had the BNI seat in our local town.
Mm-hmm.
And I realised that he wasn't maximising the seat's potential, so I took it off him.
Kicked him out.
And when I left his business and established my own estate agency, I kept the seat.
Nice. So 2005. 20 years ago.
Exactly.
Blimey.
I know, a long time.
You are a seasoned pro.
I don't know about that.
Okay, so obviously you knew a bit about BNI from then, but what was your initial expectation, and how did that compare to reality?
Okay, so from 2005 until the recession, 2008-9, I did okay with the BNI.
Mm-hmm.
And I was quite happy with what I did. I took a break when the recession happened in 2009, came back in 2012 and realised I hadn't maximised my BNI membership at all in the previous tranche of being in BNI. And I looked at it and I thought, how am I going to max my membership? And I realised that I needed to have more conversations with people about their businesses. I also needed to make myself known much more within the region. And that was my strategy. So from March until October, I devised a schedule where I was visiting every chapter in the region that I could get to. Mm-hmm. So I would do 2 or 3 meetings in a week just to get my name out there.
Yeah.
And made myself visible.
Okay.
And that was my strategy.
And it worked?
It certainly did.
Yeah.
It certainly did.
Okay. So can you share a specific success story that came directly from a BNI referral or connection?
Okay. This has happened only in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, cool.
9 years ago, I met with a BNI member. He was in the room. He was running as president at the time, and I stood up to my 1 minute. Didn't think any more of it. Didn't know I'd made an impression on him. Fast forward to 2 weeks ago, I get a LinkedIn message because he's no longer in BNI, and he said, I want you to come and meet with my boss, who is running a retirement village in Surrey. Can you come along and just say what you do?
Mm-hmm.
Toby would never have introduced me to his CEO had he not have met me 9 years ago.
Wow.
And literally, I must have been in the room only 1 or 2 times with him.
Yeah.
But that is a pure BNI connection. That one meeting is massive for me.
Yeah. You made a lasting impression, obviously.
It's one of my core skills. One of my core skills, yes.
Wow.
Yes. And yeah, it's huge. And by the time I'd driven home from Dorking to home, I'd already got my first bit of business from it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Let's talk about golden goose. That's the gift that keeps on giving, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Fantastic.
every meeting you've got to be on your A game.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and because you never know who somebody knows.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how has being in BNI helped you shape the growth of Grey Matters? Because obviously now Grey Matters is a different business to what you originally joined with. So tell us a bit about Grey Matters and how BNI's helped it.
So 2012, I'm standing up for the first time at BNI Maidenhead, and I said I'm going to fill out a 32-page form for people to claim attendance allowance, which is as a government benefit. And the first thing that happened was the person who was eating his eggs and bacon at the back of the room said she'll never make any money out of filling out a form. He's now a director of my company. Yeah. For the first year or so, I was just literally trying to get clients in, and I was doing really well. Went on a BNI social, which is when you nip down the pub and you have a relaxed conversation with people. And a seasoned BNIer said to me, you should franchise out your business. And I went, don't be so ridiculous. That's for McDonald's. It's for Starbucks. It's not for me.
Yeah.
And I then thought about it and thought, yes, okay. And I spent probably 18 months having imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm. We all get that.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
And lockdown happened, and I then thought, I've got nothing else to do except think about franchising. And within 8 months, I had my first franchisee through BNI.
Yeah.
I haven't done any advertising. All of my 9 franchisees have come through BNI.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's just...
You never know how far something can go, do you? Unless you talk to people about that opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So what key relationships or collaborations have been sparked even through your different chapters you've been to?
I was at the BNI conference in Newcastle 8-9 years ago, and I was introduced to a declutterer, Ashley Jordan, who's in South London. And Ashley and I have become really good friends, and we work together every single month on different collaborations.
Nice.
And it's just sweet. I also work very well with will writers, financial advisors. I've just got a new relationship with an estate agent who's a bespoke estate agent. He's in the north of England with offices in Mayfair, and he wants to list £1 million houses. A few of my clients want to downsize. So Scott Bell and I are working together, and that's all down to the relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
If I remember Newcastle 8 or 9 years ago, it was a good one.
It was. It was a very good conference.
We won't go into too many stories from conference.
Yeah.
Okay. What advice would you give to a new member looking to get great value from their BNI membership?
Every new member I get into BNI Jubilee or BNI Royal Windsor, I would say to them, go and talk to the person who's the most successful person in the room.
Yeah.
Who's top of the tree, who's maybe the oldest person in the room. Sometimes that's me at 67. But go and talk to them, because my first time I did BNI, I was too scared to talk to the person who gave the most referrals because I was in awe of him. And I always say to the newbies, just go and reach out. And I also say to that person, you've got to reach out to them and say hello.
Yeah.
Just share your knowledge.
Yeah. Be a sponge.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Has BNI impacted your confidence or clarity in how to talk about your business?
Oh, totally. Totally. My first time I did it, I was shaking, and I would hold a piece of paper and shake. I don't hold any papers now. If I ever do a presentation, I do it from the heart.
Yeah. It's much more believable when you do it from the heart.
Yeah, exactly. And I know my stuff inside out.
Yeah.
I am an expert in my own brain. So,
aren't we all?
Yeah. So I don't, yeah. So BNI has given me confidence.
Okay. In 3 words, how would you describe your BNI experience?
I value the trust. Trust is my biggest. I am consistent. BNI teaches you consistency. Be turning up every week. And believe in yourself that you can do it.
Nice. Good. Well, you've proved you can do it after so many years of being in BNI. Okay, so now we've heard about your BNI journey and your story. Let's find out more about Grey Matters.
Okay.
So tell us the story behind Grey Matters and a bit more about what inspired you to start after what you said earlier.
Okay, so I was running a restaurant and my mother had died and I was left to look after my father, he retired at 65, been in one job all his life, top of his tree, and he was fine for the first 10 years. At 75, he started to go off the boil, and I said to him, Dad, you can get attendance allowance. And he went, no, I'm never claiming a government benefit in my life. I said, that's absolutely wrong, Dad. When I was a child, you had family allowance, you had child benefit.
Mm.
So therefore, you have claimed benefits, and your state pension is a benefit.
Mm.
I want to get your attendance allowance. It took me 6 months to persuade him to do this. And once I did it, I've got all about it. A few years later, I did it for my mother-in-law. A few years down the line, I was doing it when I was working for a retirement builder, and I was top salesperson because every time you came in to buy a flat, I would say, and you can claim attendance allowance.
Mm.
And 3 times the company tried to constructively dismiss me for devaluing the brand.
Wow.
And when I launched the business in 2012, the first thing they did was take somebody in the head office to do what I'm doing now. And I knew I was onto a winner.
Mm.
So that's the start of the journey. And I've just grown the business. But the business isn't just claiming one benefit for the elderly. I do from 5 years old, children to 16, claim disability living allowance, and also making sure they've got the education plans in place to make sure they've got the good support throughout schools. And from 16 to 66, you can claim personal independent payment. I've become a bit of an expert on that to make sure the vulnerable in our society get the right benefits. I'm currently helping a family who've got £250,000 worth of debt.
Wow.
And I'm helping them because I've got BNI connections who can give their expert support.
Mm.
So I'm not managing their finances, but I can say I've got the whole team behind me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then from 66 onwards, I do attendance allowance, which is my stock in trade, and I do that with my eyes shut. But I love helping vulnerable people of any age, from 5 years old through to 105.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know that you've helped loads of my family and friends as well, and they're massively appreciative of the extra bit of income that they get every month. You know, my ex-in-laws didn't even have a will at the time I spoke to them when they were in their 80s. And I mentioned about attendance allowance to them. And I said, look, the attendance allowance will help you pay for your will, pay for your LPAs, and it's ongoing. So, you know, it's made a massive difference to so many people.
£5,500 a year that's not claimed.
No.
And if you've got your husband sleeping next to you and he deserves it,
yeah,
there's 11k a year.
Yeah. I know, it's massive difference.
Yes.
Massive.
Thank you.
Okay, so what type of clients do you typically work with, and what problems do you help them solve?
I work with those who are absolutely vulnerable, they've exhausted all their knowledge, and they are sitting there with the headlights on facing them. My first email this morning was at 20 to 8 from a gentleman whose mother has been diagnosed with dementia, and he's got carers going in and doesn't know what to do. And his father died 3 weeks ago and was trying to organise probate. And I went, you don't have to do that just now. Just get your mother sorted out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been one of your most rewarding projects or client breakthroughs?
On an individual basis, I am an attorney for a 93-year-old who has no family. And I visit her every week in her care home, and I make sure she's safe and well. And she's been my client since the day Wexham Park Hospital phoned me up to say, you're listed as next of kin. And I said, I've met her twice.
Wow.
She's now become a very dear friend to me, and that's been a 5-year relationship. I'm working really well with retirement builders at the minute. We've just landed a national contract with really well-known retirement builder who's got 65 units throughout the UK. And I've just landed this contract through the gentleman I spoke about earlier on. They've got 6 retirement builds and they've got a different business model. And that's really exciting. So I do individuals and I also do corporate.
Yeah. Well, we're an ageing population, aren't we? So
it's massive.
Retirement homes need to pop up everywhere because people are just living so much longer.
Only 1,453 bungalows were built last year.
Wow.
That's just criminal. But there's loads of retirement flats going up and retirement villages.
Yeah. So retirement villages are a really good referral
100%,
for you.
100%, yeah.
Nice. Okay, I like that. If you could give one piece of advice to a franchise business owner feeling stuck, what would it be?
I would say join a BNI chapter, without a doubt. If you join a BNI chapter, then you've got 20 people, 50 people around you immediately in that chapter, but you've got the whole region to go and cultivate. I would say to any franchisee for any business, whether it's car detailing or it's home care, just join a BNI chapter.
Nice. Like that. Excellent. What's next for you and Grey Matters? Any exciting plans on the horizon?
Do you know what? I take every day as an adventure. I couldn't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. Apart from my dry speed awareness course. I am just working with the projects as they come in. I'm 67. I've got no intention of retiring at all.
Well, I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, I should. Yeah. We did a party for Royal Windsor 2 weeks ago when you came along, 28 years ago, and I was up there at age 39 on the board and everything else, and I looked young and naive. And I said to Royal Windsor this week, what are you going to do in 28 years' time? Because I'll be 95.
Wow.
And I still expect to have my finger on the pulse.
And you will.
I might not be in BNI, but 95. Getting up half 6 in the morning.
So thank you so much for coming. Where can people hear more about Grey Matters and what you can do to help them?
Well, first of all, you can visit me at BNI Royal Windsor on a Friday morning at 6:30.
At Royal Windsor Football Club.
At Royal Windsor Football Club. I've got a website, greymattersconsultancy.com, and I'm always at the end of the phone if anybody wants me.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much,
pleasure.
Caroline. Okay, that's it for today's episode of my BNI Meets Regional Spotlight series. Big thank you to our guests for sharing their stories and insights with us. If you've been inspired by what you've heard and want to discover how BNI could help your business grow through referrals, relationships and real results, we'd love to hear from you. Get in touch with me or your local BNI region. You can email me at linda@bni-bgw.co.uk to find out how you can experience the power of BNI for yourself. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to share and subscribe so you never miss another inspiring story from one of our BNI members. See you all next time. Thank you.